guys just start whenever you're ready, please.
So John, how big a game is Wednesday? Only 2 games left in the league.
Oh, every single game is massive now. We felt the same on Sunday. That was a huge game for us. We know we've got to win every single game now, so it's a must-win game. We're going into it with that mentality, as we do every game anyway, but it's a massive game for us.
You say you've got to win every game. You know though that if you do win all the games, unless there's something unbelievable with goal difference, that you should win the title.
Yeah.
How is that for yourself? How's that for your squad?
Well, it's better than it was last year because, you know, we lost out on goal difference, and we said from very early doors that we don't want to feel that feeling again, and we've got ourselves in a really healthy position. I think you look at the goal difference on Hibs and City is really healthy. So that's comforting for us. Just means we've just got to win our games, which we always go to do anyway. So there's going to be a lot of pressurised moments. We need to get through tomorrow before we can even think about Sunday first. So we've got to win tomorrow and got to make sure we're doing our business.
I know you're focused on tomorrow, but it is, if you include the cup final, 3 games, 3 wins, and that's a treble.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm assuming you'd taken this position at the start of the season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and I definitely took it 48 hours ago before the Celtic game. That's one of the messages that we passed on to the players. You know, at the start of the week before the Celtic game, it was, you know, win 3 games, you win a league title. Like that's the position that we're in, and we've ticked one off now. It's win 2 games, you can win a league title, and then you start thinking about a cup final as well. But the league is our full focus at the moment. We're not even looking ahead to the 3rd one yet, so we need to make sure that we're doing our business against Hearts.
How do you deal with the pressure though, Joe? Obviously there's pressure here, but when it ramps up, there's 3 games to go, there's a treble on the line, you could end up with all 3 trophies. Yeah. Or you could end up with not just one, but you know what I mean? It's just right there.
No, it is. That's the facts of the matter, and you know, I think we've got to make sure that we are looking at one game at a time, especially when it's only 3 games. We've got to focus on Hearts. We can't even think about Hibs on Sunday yet because they've obviously got to play tomorrow as well. We know that we can't focus on anything else other than going to Hearts, doing a job, beating them, and then we can look to our game on Sunday.
Joe, the players showed against Celtic they can handle the pressure, these big moments. Is it now, with the final 2 games, just about keeping it calm and playing your football? Yeah,
you know, we've slipped up at these moments as well. We've had to learn from them. We've not been that consistent in those moments. We've shown that. But again, when we needed to turn up on Sunday, we did, especially knowing the result that happened before that, because if we don't go and get that result on Sunday, it's a major kick in the teeth for us, and we're not in the position that we're in now. So players turned up when they needed to turn up, put on a really professional performance. We were really comfortable in the game, I felt. There's still things that we can work on, and we're going to get a different threat from Hearts again, so we've got to make sure we're stepping up game in, game out. But when there's only 2 games left in the league, we've got to make sure we're giving everything we can in those 2 games.
How wary are you of Hearts, given what they can do to teams on any given basis?
Absolutely. You know, you can't put them aside at any point. They've shown with the results that they can get. You know, they beat Hibs a couple of weeks back at their place 2-1. They lost last minute to Celtic. So they're very close games. They've got a lot of threats. We're very aware of that. We know that if we turn up and do our job, you know, we can perform like we did at Ibrox against them when we got a positive result. So we know that we've got to focus on us, but we definitely have an eye on Hearts' threats. We always give the opposition their due credit, and they've got some really good pieces of play that they do. We need to make sure that we're stopping them.
Final game of the season at Ibrox. Have you allowed yourself to dream of lifting that trophy?
Nope, not yet. We've got to get through Wednesday first. It's crazy that we're in this position. We feel very fortunate to be back in this position because, as I said a few days ago, that it didn't feel like it was possible. So we're fortunate to be back in it. We've got to make the most of it, and we've got to turn up to Hearts first.
How did you kind of keep the spirits up? Now you mentioned that you thought had no chance of going, you're out of it. How did you kind of keep the good motivation, keep the spirit within the squad and within yourself?
Yeah, we needed to make sure that we were consistent. I always say that in our messages. You know, it took us a good while after the Hibs game to make sure that the City game to come around from it. But you've got to move on very quickly because, as we kept seeing, anything could change, and we always knew that the City and the Hibs fixture was around the corner. We knew they had to play each other and anything could happen. So you've always got one eye on that fixture. We knew it was out of our control, and that's what we didn't like. So we tried to stay consistent in our messages. We obviously worked on a lot of things. You can see that from our last 2 performances from those games. We just got out on the pitch and put it right in here, made sure that we looked at the videos back and seen what we needed to do better, what we did well, and tried to just raise the confidence levels again and get the group back into a really good position to perform, and we managed to do that.
Thanks, Joe. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.